Man, that did nothing. That bomb. See, if it was just him, the other guy's gonna get up. You know what? Maybe this is... See, I just saw there's 2 harpoon bolts on the wall over there, so this wouldn't be a waste if I can pick them back up. So I might as well just, you know... Since I have this at level 5, that'll just burn him. Which I guess is another good use for the harpoon bolt, because again, if I hit him and he didn't die, the fire damage is going to take him away. And again, it's more like a stealthy weapon, so nobody gets alerted by using the harpoon bolt. Of course, no. Please stop walking over here. Man, this is not a good situation. Okay. My harpoon bolt's at level 5. It's one of the things I raise to level 5 when I'm playing, especially on this mode. It's really useful. It can basically, at this point, one-shot kill anything, including Ruvik clones and alter egos. Basically, when you go from level 4 to level 5, it's kind of weird because the damage at level 4 is 240%, and the damage level doesn't change. It adds this fire damage at level 5. It costs 50,000 just to go to level 4 to 5. But another way it's useful, like on this board when Laura's chasing you, which I'm going to try to utilize. Plus the harpoon bolt really is only it's only 2 parts to make, which if when Laura's chasing after you, if you can manage to hit her with one of these bolts at this level, she'll just kind of like light on fire and screech the same way she would if you hit a lever and fire hit her, or you lit a body and you light her on fire and it gives you time. Shock bolts really don't... I mean, I use shock bolts like when Laura's chasing me sometimes. And although she does get electrocuted, she's one of those enemies that just doesn't stay electrocuted for a long period of time, even if your level's up on the bolt, or from what I find. It's kind of the same like with the Sentinel, like doesn't stay shocked long. But yeah, this is how I take out, like in situations on this mode especially, where there's more than one Ruvik clone, where normally one would be. I just take them out with this harpoon bolt. I just eliminate them like right away. Yeah, and I was mentioning the alter egos only because like those, even though they're incredibly slow, you know, if you find yourself in a situation having to like dispose of them, really one shot, even with this level of damage, and if you don't hit them in the head, they can still get up. Like from even with the 240% damage, but because the fire's added to it, even if they get up, they're going to be lit on fire and they're eventually going to die. I don't know why I'm sitting here like this. Maybe it's just because I'm kind of like... Okay, I got past this part, I guess. No, I shouldn't say that. I could go out there and step in a bear trap. Plus, the thing with harpoon bolts not only being... There are only 2 trap parts to make. It's just, they seem to be lying around in a lot more places than other bolts. Or, I don't know, like this. Like, they're in walls or they're in bodies. There is one downside to this, however. I'm just gonna showcase it when I get there in chapter 11. When you enter the factory, when Sebastian's like, I'm tired of playing games, and then it just says there's a danger sign, and you can't fire. If you fire your gun or anything, the place blows up. Harpoon bolts are pretty stealthy, but adding the fire damage at this point, all I gotta do is draw this weapon in the factory, and that's it. It goes to a cutscene and the factory blows up. In the same way, if you draw the shock bolt, I believe the same thing will happen. So, yeah, at this point, that's the only downside, really, to having this. The whole factory just blows up if you draw the weapon. Now watch, like, 10 trauma will come drawing out of there. Why did that... Is there another sniper guy here? Oh no. Man, it's taking me a while to get through. See, this is... I mean, in the end, when I get out of it, it's kind of like, well, I didn't really use up much. It's just... I really wish I have to deal with this now. Where'd he go? If I die here now, I could see him standing there, kind of. I never can get a good look. I never know where to point because it zooms in automatically. And I usually have to look for the guy first. Because right now where I'm standing would be a good place to... Now I'm going to duck again, because right now if I just stand right where I am, it should aim like right at him. But I have to sort of usually figure it out. Like, if I look ahead I can see him, but in order to get a good shot, because it automatically zooms, you probably have to usually be faced in a way where you can't see him. And so I usually have to look around, like I just did. I don't know, that was zoomed in all the way, so that makes it harder, but once I find it, just duck and stay in the exact position I was in and just wait to hear them fire. That way when you stand up again, you'll point directly at them. Now, I'm hoping that's the last person to deal with, but I'm just saying hope. I'm not going to say expect, because this, you know, anything could happen. Earlier on, I was, like, joking it would be kind of, I don't know if they threw in Easter eggs, but it would be a little bit absurd. You know, to kind of have, like, a doppelganger or a rivet clone just kind of fly out with a broomstick. Fly out of the wall and just... I mean, it wouldn't be funny at this point after doing all of that, but, I feel like I'm missing something here. Like, I didn't... Nothing crucial, but I jumped. I know there was a syringe that's kind of useless, and I don't need it. Isn't there another place you can jump over that has something? Or is it just harpoon bolts that which I can't carry anymore anyway? I mean, I disarmed everything, right? I shouldn't say that. I think I'm kind of clear in this section. Okay. Where's that checkpoint? Come on, give me the sigh of relief. No? Oh, come on. Bodies lying on the ground, door that I believe is locked. Storage room. This should have some goodies in it. I don't think these people are... I don't think they get up. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, then that's potential death. I don't know. I don't think they get up. Now, again, right there it's kind of risky what I just did, because usually it's safe to assume that they're just going to get up. It's just from my experience, from trying to remember, I didn't think they did. But normally, especially I upgrade my matches, that's one of the first things I do. I mean, I can carry 30 of them around, it's just safe to say to just burn everything, but, some of them don't get up. Some of them you can tell when they're gonna get up. I mean, some of them move a little bit, I think, but sometimes there's clues in the environment to tell you whether or not they'll get up too. Now, I don't know if here there are, but maybe there is, and I'm not. You know, if there was a trap in the area nearby and you see bodies lying around, there's a good chance that maybe, I don't know, that's how they died, and they're not enemies just laying there that are going to get up when you go near them. If that makes any sense. You know, these map fragments, which again, I'm not collecting everything, but I found myself, like, I don't know, the map fragments were a little easier to spot for me later on. Like in the beginning when I was just playing this game for fun. At some point I started to see that I was collecting a lot of the map fragments. Part of it's probably just from noticing what they look like, because I knew I was looking for tiles then, but I just saw this huge gap, like I didn't have the first one or the third, the second, or maybe the third and fourth, or second, and maybe I didn't even have the first three, or first, a lot in the beginning I just seemed to kind of miss. Maybe it's easy to really miss the first map fragment, because it's right in the save room behind the chair. And I can't even, it's hard to say it's the first one, because I think you can just pick it up any time you notice it when you finally notice it. But it's behind, I mean, it's behind the upgrade chair. I guess I go down and the trauma's gonna not do anything, he's just gonna appear for a moment and Sebastian will be like, what the hell's going on, or he'll say something.
What the?
I don't know what this is. Why? Now again, the reason that you know, I feel like a body like this is safe to say that they're not going to get up is just because of watching like just what happened. I mean, it just seems like these bodies were just destroyed by some creature and they're not enemies lying in wait. Why is there no... Where is the checkpoint? No, my shock bolts aren't full. This was another key, like, point I was trying to point out before with bolts. It says I'm full. If you have... I don't know, I have my stock up all the way so I can carry 5. As long as you arm it. So 1 is actually in the crossbow. You only have 3 left in stock, so now it'll say I can pick it up. I don't know. Bolts can be lifesavers, so it would suck to pass by something to think that you're full when you're really not. You just have to sort of switch the bolt. It would be nice to see that checkpoint thing come up, which I believe it does. It should. Because there's no difference in checkpoints from what I understand in playing in this mode. And Shouldn't it come up about like when I cross this area? Alright, there is a key over here. Which you don't want to get killed by the spike traps, but yes, there's the checkpoint. But if you do get killed by the spike traps, then it's not a big deal because you just hit the checkpoint. And this is the second key. Yeah, the spikes start coming down, and or they sound like it, I don't know, they're gonna come down, so you just want to get out. It's not... Now this room I usually try to draw the enemies out and run down the hole, and then sneak kill them. Now after doing all that though, that's what I mean, there's a lot of bombs in here to disarm, but I don't feel like I have the confidence to go ahead and do that, like, especially depending on how long it takes to dispose of the enemies. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good on parts too. I have 58 parts. You could always use more, of course. I know I could. I mean, again, I'm no expert. I mean, I'm not even lying. I did those 2 rooms in the beginning of 6. I came in there with like, I came in here like with one of the, with like 30 parts, and I left the 2 rooms with 2 parts. That doesn't mean I blew them all, like, because some of the bolts probably were still in my inventory, but I mean, every time, I mean, I died 20 or 30 times. Every time I got out of the first room, it gives you a little time to prepare for the second one. I would just make 4 shock bolts, which is 16 parts. I mean, I can't believe I just blew that many parts. I mean, that to me was not like, really, it's not good, I'm always stressing like conservation of ammo and whatnot, but I imagine like some of the reason that I kind of do it and conserve and build up trap ports is for situations that might arise like that, because I don't have any good idea of what I'm going to do there, and what wound up getting me through, I just blew up a lot of my parts. Which I guess I had the luxury to do just because I spent so much time in 2 and 3 building up my parts and kind of knowing what's ahead. Yeah, again with the doors, as long as you're crouched before you enter the door, he does stand there and sort of make... It looks like he's announcing himself, that's what all I think. He'll just go back to the crouched position. Which is kind of important, because if you're if you're stealthing somebody and following them, you open the door behind them. While you're crouched, it'll still follow them in a crouch. What's not good here is... No, this isn't good. I messed this up. No, maybe I could just go back up the ladder. Normally, if you can get the door... Doors are really good, He's gonna follow me up the ladder, you gotta be kidding me. No way. Is he? I cannot see. I don't know if he can. I mean, they can climb ladders, but I don't know if he'll come all the way this way. If the door had managed to shut in his face, that would have given me a lot more time to get away and kind of hide. And then he would stop. I'd follow him and sneak kill him. Door didn't shut. Doesn't really give me any time. He's just really gonna stand down there and wait for me? That's kind of frustrating. That kind of makes me think about something ahead that I don't know if it's gonna work or not. One of the reasons I'm hoping he'll turn away is because it makes me think of a subsequent situation in which normally it would be easy to get out of, but since I'm collecting all the keys, it might make it more difficult. Like if I can run a certain distance and come back and have an enemy go into like their regular patrol routine, I'll be able to get the key much more easily without having to waste ammo. But I mean, if he's just gonna sit here by the stairs... It's kind of like at this point, it makes me feel like hopefully he is walking away. Because if he's not and I die, honestly, I'm just going to die because I think I could do that a lot better than I did. But it's good news if he is walking away. It just makes me feel more confident about a later situation in which something I've not tried might work. Actually, I'm hoping it's better than that, but I can't really hope for it. It would be nice if I can get a trauma. Basically, I'm thinking the first one. Because one of the statues would be behind the heated stamp. Now, normally, if you can trap him in the corner, or shock bolt him or do whatever, you should be able to pull the lever and get out of the situation, and that's fine. But since I'm getting the key, it makes it hard because I kind of have to go back in. It would be neat if he actually chases me and gets crushed by the heat stamper. Because I've never heard of that happening or seen it, or you know, that would just be an interesting. Okay, so are you kidding me? All right, that's a little like I know I was like maybe running or sprinting, but the fact that I don't know, that seemed kind of weird that I got noticed. I don't understand. Oh no, that's why I got noticed. There's a Rubik clone here? See, I forgot about this stuff. And here's a good reason for the harpoon bolt at this point, because the Rubik clone will die in one hit now. With the... In fact, the other enemy will too. I could fire harpoon bolts at everybody, I just don't want to do that. Now here's the Rubik clone. Bye. And the other thing about killing that Rubik clone, because the harpoon bolt doesn't make any noise, you see the other enemy, it didn't phase him. So he's just still walking away. I believe you could sneak up. I've heard you could sneak up to a Rubik guy. And I could have tried that right there and sneak killed him. I don't know how difficult it is or how slowly you have to move up to him. If it does indeed work, I've never tried it. And if I didn't have the harpoon bolts, that's probably what I would have done. But the bolts, like I said, I mean, they're quiet. It's like if I took out my sniper or any other gun and just fired at him, even if it downed him in one hit, which probably wouldn't. I saw something on the screen. Can you still hear me? I'm just wondering. Because normally I don't... I just was kind of asking that because I normally don't want to go to my PS screen because it'll automatically like pause or stop the broadcast in some way. So is my voice still, I don't know, kind of clear? I don't know. I hope this like mic is still working. Well, let's see here. Now, should I do this or not? I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant about this. Do you think I should go disarm that? I don't know. Oh! That's the first one I've had blow up in my face so far. I don't know. Alright, so I mean... Make sure to get the key again, because, checkpoint occurred before it. I'm still kind of wondering if you can, hear me, or anyone can. Because I know I got a message and it kind of makes me think that maybe... I don't know, somehow the mic's not working. And, oh... So I'm just, I'm just trying to, like, you know, I'm not gonna blow all these enemies away and waste ammo. There's gonna be, like, situations coming up that, for me, even when I was playing on survival mode, or maybe it was, but, like, on my first playthrough, it was about the middle of this chapter, where I kind of felt, started to feel like, I was kind of like, was being beaten by one thing after another. You know, the trauma come out, the little mini bosses, and all of a sudden you're running away from Laura, then all of a sudden you're in a garage with this, like, huge creature, and he can swallow you when he turns purple, and it's... I'd really like to try to disarm the bomb first and get that over with, but I don't think I can actually do that without being... I don't know, is this guy gonna see me? I don't really care if I get sighted at a specific point. I want to see if I can do this. This is kind of ridiculous what I'm doing right now. Oh, God. For anybody watching, this is what it's like playing on this mode. It just looked like I just collapsed to the ground. Like I just gave up. But I could hear it. I could hear the swishing in the air. I mean, their aim is dead on in this. Somebody just threw an axe right at my back. Oh. So I don't know, can you still hear? I don't know. I'm starting to think this mic is dead, and I mean, if it was, I would kind of, you know, stop the broadcast and see what I could do to fix it. But Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What a waste of ammo. I'm going to look at something really quickly, and why is it saying that? I kind of want to. I kind of want to check, honestly, the message. I don't know how it works though with this. If I go to the screen and it pauses this, I don't know if it. What does it do? Does it? Oh, not good. If there's any noise in the background, I apologize. I don't know why there's. Okay, this is strange. Something is not. What is this? I'm sorry, I'm just pausing this for a second here and looking at this. Something is not right.
Want to test your skills at Evolve? Then take on Chappie. I'm indestructible. And compete to win $15,000. Sign up now at ChappieChallenge.com and see Chappie at Theaters March 6th. Okay.
Second one. I would just make 4 shock bolts, which is 16 parts. I mean, I can't believe I just blew that many parts. I mean, that to me was not like, really, it's not good, I'm always stressing like conservation of ammo and whatnot, but I imagine like some of the reason that I kind of do it and conserve and build up trap parts is for situations that might arise like that, because I don't have any. Door didn't shut. Doesn't really give me any time. He's just really going to stand down there and wait for me? That's kind of frustrating. It kind of makes me think about something ahead that I don't know if it's going to work or not. Just something I've not tried might work. Actually, I'm hoping it's better than that, but I can't really hope for it. It'd be nice if I can get a trauma. Basically, I'm thinking the first one. Because one of the statues would be behind the heated stamp. Normally, I'm sorry, I apologize for the interruption. I just kind of. Or shock bolt him or do whatever, you should be able to pull the lever and get out of the situation. Okay. So we're live. I don't know. I don't know, I'm kind of concerned that something's not right with the mic because I don't really hear, I don't know, I don't know if you're still in here and obviously if I'm asking the question, no one's going to be able to hear me. And I'm trying to actually check on something to see if I could still hear myself, but the time hasn't really gotten to that point where I started questioning whether the mic was working, so you know what, I kind of minded when I might just wind up stopping the broadcast and starting another one, because I don't know, and just reload it at the checkpoint. Well, that's kind of close, but I didn't expect them to run this far. The door keeps them. Kind of odd he didn't notice me. Now, alright, that's a little insane. I sort of ran around and expected him to notice me by doing that, but he was just turned around and... And you know what, really, I'm not confident about the state of the microphone or of anything right now, to be quite honest with you, and I'm gonna take a break and I'm just gonna reload the save and do you know, continue on with this chapter, because I don't know, I got a message on the side of the screen from somebody, but I wasn't able to read it. I feel like if I go to the PS screen, it's just gonna interrupt this, so let me think here. Where am I on this? I did hit a checkpoint, so I'm okay with that. And really, I don't even think there's any save room on this chapter until I reach right before the boss on this board. So even in terms of splitting it up, which I never know what I'm going to do, I would have to do it on an autosave, which isn't a big deal. But I don't think I've done that before. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna end this broadcast and I'm gonna take a break and start a new one from where I stopped on the autosave, which really is still where I am running around. So I don't even know if anybody can hear me right now, and hopefully they can. But I'm gonna go on the computer and check back on what is being recorded, at least up until a point, to see if anything went wrong. So, if anyone can hear me, I apologize if there is actually no problem and you can hear me, but you know, I'm on the website right now and I can only watch this up to a certain point and it seems to be fine, but I don't know. So, I'm going to end this broadcast and I'm going to start up a new one, you know, as a continuation of this chapter. So for anyone watching, thank you, and for those who have messaged me during this and provided any tips and advice and suggestions, you know, I enjoy chatting, and I'll probably start this back up in about an hour or two. So long as everything is fine on my end here, it seems to be. So, okay. Thank you for watching, and I should be back soon. And I'll continue with Chapter 10 on AKUMU mode. So, okay.